I wonder if it affects you.
Welcome back. By now you've probably seen this video. This is the moment when a screaming man at Trump's rally in El Paso reached the press pen and shoved several camera operators. This is video from the BBC. But you've not heard the full story about this incident. A Trump supporter at the rally was the one who intervened, restraining the aggressor and muscling him off the media platform. You can see him here in this video, bringing the man out of the press pen, bringing him security. The man's name is Bergquam. He's a conservative radio host and live streamer from California. He was covering the rally in Texas that day, and he's joining me now.
Live streamer.
Ben, hats off to you. Without you, this bad situation would have been even worse. What did you see happen in the press pen?
Thanks, Brian. So I heard a noise first. I was up there filming, and I looked to my right. I heard a commotion, and I started seeing cameras falling down and people falling over. And I saw a guy running towards me, or tumbling towards me with a MAGA hat on. And so I just, at first, I mean, it took me a second to figure out what was going on, and then I realized he was the aggressor, and something needed to stop him before he, did any more. So that was.
Why did you decide to be the one? Why did you decide to restrain him?
Well, so I agree with President Trump's sentiment that there is a lot of fake news out there. But what I told him, too, as I was taking him off the stage was it's not all fake news. I'm up here, for one, Frontline America and what we've got going on. We're up there. There's a lot of other important news outlets up there. And it just doesn't do any good. What he was doing just made President Trump look bad. It made all MAGA hat wearers look bad. So I was glad that I was actually there with the MAGA hat, with the Trump, as a Trump supporter, to be able to restrain him and tell him, hey, you idiot, stop doing this. You make us look stupid.
Yeah, and thankfully he was escorted out thanks to you, thanks to security. He was removed, and Trump did ask to make sure things were okay afterwards. Do you think that his enemy of the people rhetoric causes people to commit these kinds of acts of violence?
No, I don't. I think what President Trump calls fake news tends to be fake news. I think there is a growing concern in the public with what's coming out of the media, and President Trump is just tapping into that. I don't think President Trump has ever called for violence against the media, and I don't think he ever will, but people need to be held accountable to their words, especially in the media, especially with the protections that are given through the First Amendment. We have to be very careful with what we say, but I definitely
What do you mean we have to be careful with what we say? Isn't that that's a contradiction of the First Amendment, isn't it?
Well, I should say we should be very careful with the accuracy of what we say. If we're intentionally using misleading things, I mean, you look at what's going on the last couple of years of attacks on our president. Now, whether or not you like him or don't, there has been a lot of false information out there, and you could say on both sides. But no, I think he's right. I support President Trump, and I don't think that he has called for violence. I don't see him inciting violence. I just think there was one crazy person. I still don't know who the guy is. I still want to find out who the guy is that was wearing a Trump hat that still had the tag on it. I'm still concerned about that.
There were suggestions that he was a plant. It sounds like you might think he was.
I don't know. I always, until I have the evidence, I'm not going to say one way or the other. But what I did see was it was coordinated with the other demonstrations that were going on. The timing of it came right at the end. It was the most flamboyant, or had the biggest impact, and it tends to line up with the media narrative. And so if you were going to plant somebody, that would have been a great place to do it. But until we actually have evidence of that, I wouldn't say that.
Ben, I appreciate you being here, and I'm starting to wonder if we're going to need more security at these rallies. What do you think?
Yeah, that was probably the word. I mean, the takeaway from that was the fact that this guy could get up there so easily. I absolutely think we need to consider how we barricade those areas up and make sure that everybody at the event is protected.
Yeah. Ben, thanks again for being here. I appreciate it. And I want to mention there was another physical altercation involving members of the media later in the week. This was in Washington. Police on Capitol Hill reportedly blocked and pushed